Well, hello everyone. Welcome to eSeniors GT3 Championship Racing. Remember, auto sports fans from around the world, sim racing is a sport, so that makes us athletes. And the athletes we're talking about here is eSeniors GT3. We're 50-year-old plus sim racers, so please join us if you are tuning in for the first time. Today is Porsche Cup, Silverstone in the UK. Yes, sir, we are near the county of Cotswold, I think. But anyway, Silverstone. And I'm a little bit unprepared today. I just got back from a long trip last night. I was on the road for 16 hours, so I haven't been in the car, and I haven't had much chance to prepare for the actual race Silverstone. But let's get right into it. Let's start with the standings. And just look at this. After two races, we are tied for first place and we are tied for second place. There's going to be some changes to the standings today because Merche is away on holidays. So he is definitely going to drop out of the first place standing. So we have Chris Moses and Merche who have traded first positions for the first race. And of course, the second, we always drop the one race scoring, so that's why the standings are the way they are. And Derek Bird and Steve Young have traded second place, so they're tied for second place, followed by Chris Bourne. And I believe all the rest of these guys are in the race today. We got 4 minutes till the, by my watch, until the qualifying starts. So yeah, let's go back here and get rid of those standings. So I'm not quite sure how good I look on camera there because I'm pretty tired and not feeling very well. So Silverstone, I'm going to get the background sound going for the race there. So I'll hear them as we'll put on the people practicing in the background. But before I do that, but in addition to that, before I forget, let's just do a little bit of a shout out to our sponsors. So Sim3D, makers of some fine racing products, and the one that I keep looking at is the pedal rumble motor that a lot of people have, and then you have a wind simulation kit right now also. So that's Sim3D. Be sure to check out their products. Second but not to be underdone is Syndeo, a telecom brokers for specialized cloud-hosted voice-over internet phone systems for businesses. Give them a shout-out if you need that kind of thing. And last but not least, Castle on Cauldron. This is the Buckley's little business. They do event props and table decor as well as Christmas decor, and I think it probably is Steven, but I shouldn't say that because it'll be a little bit sexist. It might be his wife. They also make wizard wands a la Harry Potter. So there's our fine sponsors for eSeniors, so if you can support them, please do. A couple of minutes here before racing starts. Also, we are using ACC TV now for our broadcast software. So give a little shout out to them. You'll see them on the screen for sure. I changed my timing tower a bit today. I realized that this morning I could show both the gaps and the actual qualifying time. So that's what you're going to see there, even though a bunch of people are in the pits, because we are coming up to the reset for the actual official qualifying. I'm going to switch it back here to the intro screen for a second so you can look at my face while I set things up for the official qualifications. It's a little bit of a mess, and you certainly don't need to see me panicking here. I shouldn't say myself panicking. There we go. So green light. You heard that? It's ready for action. And we have, as usual, I believe, Chris Moses out first. So let's switch over to him. Watch his outlap. There you are, you're watching his outlap. Yeah, Chris Moses, first place guy. Should be an interesting race today between Chris, Steve Young, and who else was in third place again? I've forgotten already. But Merche's out. Let's go to Helican for fun. I am broadcasting alone today, so I apologize if I miss some of the action. But for now, you guys can see what is going on. Yeah, I'll take a look if there's anybody on. I see there's a few people streaming. Please tell me how the sound levels sound. Boost that if necessary. Turn down the race sound a little bit. It looks a little high. So yeah, Silverstone, great track. As we know, I'm gonna have to follow along with you guys in the top left-hand corner with the corner names. Haven't had a chance to study that this morning. I haven't been on track myself. Let's just see how he's doing. I'll show you a quick graphic here. Show you where Chris is in his lap. He's coming down to the last few corners. Take that off. So yeah, Moses should be setting the first lap time. Coming up here to his hot lap, and I'll just jump on board with him. I'll jump on board with him right now. And here he comes, the start-finish line for the first lap. Going through Cups, and he's, well, probably not be the best time he puts out here. Cup cars need a little bit of time to warm up. Beckett's coming through Beckett's here. Hang on, hit the throttle. This is the one you want to hit perfectly because you got that long straight, hanger straight, so that you get your maximum speed. Well, let's just see what his maximum speed is going to be. 253, 254 at the end here. We'll watch that speed a little bit for the other guys when they get to the end of the straight. Now we're into Vale, turn number 8, and Club, turn number 9. That's an important one also. And then quickly get on the throttle here as fast as you can on Club, turn number 11. Down the Hamilton straight. Mr. Hamilton, you either love or you hate him. And now we're going into Abbey, turn 12, very fast corner. And then the farm curve, coming up to the quick right-hander, Village. Just avoid that high curb. Then you come into the loop. Make sure you get a good exit here because it sets you up for another long straight. Wellington straight. Flat out here. Let's just see what his speed is here. I'll write that down, what he had, 253 at the end of Hanger Straight. And what is he going to get here before he hits I believe I saw 217 there. Woo! That's not going to be his best corner. Lewfield. Now we're coming down to the last turn 18 corners here. And we're down to, one more, 19 corners for Woodcock and the final straight. Let's see what his time is, 2:03.6. So now you'll start seeing with me who's improving and who's not improving on their times as they set their first times. So already Patrick Larson has got a little bit better time than Chris Moses there. Let's just find... let's go on with Derek here because he's looks like Moses has already gone off the track. He's probably going to go into the pits. There's something he does not like about his setup, so he's going to go in and fix that and come back out again. And as you can see, nobody's improving too much in their times except for Thomas. Let's just jump on with Thomas, but we can look at it Helicam here. We don't need to have that engine in our ears. How are the sound levels? I see there's 5 people watching on YouTube. Tell me, give me a little bit of a hint if the sound levels are okay. So Thomas is improving a little bit. But my favorite friend, Willie Owens, I'm trying to get him in the commentary booth at some point. But he looks like he's doing Porsche Cup now, so he won't be in the booth. You can watch Willie on his WORS, I believe, is his YouTube handle. Let's just watch Willie here. He is just learning the Cup car and looking for lots of advice on helping him with that one. So he's moaning or lamenting, I guess, the fact that he's at the back of the pack all the time. But hey, that'll be no problem there because Porsche Cup, all it takes is staying on the track. Good to see 12 people in the stream today. And we've got most of our top 5 drivers in the championship here. Derek Bird, Chris Moses, Steve Young, and we're missing Patrick, but not far behind, I believe, will be Sylvain. Dessart, oh, Willie lost it there. Okay, so let's just take a quick peek here at who's got podium at the moment is Patrick Larson. He's got 0.3 of a second up on Derek, and Derek is just starting his lap, so that does not make that much difference in terms of his time is not that important right now. We'll just keep watching him to see how he does. What are we watching here? We're watching TV2. I'm just going to go on to Helicam because that gives us a continuous view. Looks like the cameras watch people going out into the background. Track temperatures are quite different. If I just practiced for a few minutes this morning, and I noticed that the qualifying temperatures are very high, 40 degrees track temperature, and the race is in the late afternoon, early evening. Looks like Patrick has gone off, so we'll stick with Derek Bird here. He's got a half decent lap going. He's improving on his time a little bit. 0.1 seconds. He's got quite a bit of time left of the track left here to improve on that. Certainly won't get him a podium at this point. Yeah, looks like these first lap, that lap by Patrick was not that bad. We've got how much time left? We're halfway through the qualifying session here, and Moses is off again. Yellow, so that will wipe out his time. Jeremy's got a decent time coming. We'll just stick with Derek here until he finishes his lap. 0.2 up. That won't get him there. He needs about a 0.3, but that will solidify his place in second place. Steve Young's got a half decent lap going. 0.3 up on his best time. 0.4 now. And it looks like he is running into some traffic, however. I believe Steve is the green car. So yeah, that ruined his lap a little bit. Who is that ahead of him? That is Chris Moses, actually. I believe, oh no, not necessarily. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. All right, who's got something going here? Jeremy, where are you? There you go. Jeremy's got decent time going. 0.7 up on his lap, as you can see. And that will get him a 2:05. That will not get him up spot. He's still a bit behind in lap times. Thomas is up in the 2:04s. So the top 1, 2, 3, 4 5 guys are in the 2:03s, followed by a couple in the 2:04s. So let's just see what we got going here. It looks like Sylvain is backed off a little bit to get a good. Oh, Jeremy's backed off now. So Thomas, let's go to Thomas. Thomas is up 0.2 of a second. Just lost a little bit of that. That won't help him very much. But yes, Patrick Larson. Not quite sure where he is in the standings, but he looks like he's had a hell of a first lap. Nobody's been able to match him too much. Derek Bird is not on or is Derek? He's halfway through. I don't think this is a valid lap. Chris Moses is moving now. Here we go. Let's just watch Chris. Chris is up 0.4 of a second. Where is that going to get him? He'll be a 2:03.4-ish. That'll get him on the podium for sure. So if he can, yeah, he's improving. Oh, he just lost it, it looks like. He just lost that time. Got some yellow. I'm just looking at my colors there. No, that's still a valid time. And where is he in his lap? He's about halfway through. We'll just follow on. Steve Young's also got a decent time. Where is he in his lap? He is also halfway through. These guys are very close together, actually. Who is ahead of? And it's Chris. Let's just stick with Chris now. He'll be there first. Well, actually, that's Chris and Steve Young. Steve Young's just ahead of him. But now, Chris is on believe he's looking at a 2:03 flat. That's going to get him podium if he can hang on. That's what the colors mean, I think, on him. He looks like he's doing great. Steve Young right behind him would jump onto the podium, I believe, in third place if he can hold that pace that he has got. Let's see if Chris... looking for his cockpit here. There we go. Oh yeah, Chris Moses is going to go into the podium there easily. 2:02.3, almost a second ahead of everybody else. And Steve Young is in second now with that lap of 2:03.22. So yeah, this is shaping up to be the normal Porsche Cup kind of a race here with Chris and Steve. And let's see if Derek is just holding on a little bit. That's actually, if he can hold on to this, he's at 0.2 now. If he can hold on to this, let's just go to Helicam here. If he can hold on to this, he'll be in third place. Patrick is still out there. Here we come through Wellington Straight, the last few corners. And there's Derek. Derek is keeping his pace. Yes, this will definitely get him. This could get him second, actually. Couldn't it? Just depends on how he does coming through here. There he goes to Woodcote. Boom, second place. I told you my math is still good, but just by 22/100ths of a second with Steve. Let's just see if Steve's in the pits right now. So Steve's not out there. How much time left? Only a minute left, so that's it. He's not going to improve there. And what else have we got going? Derek. He is a whole second behind, so he's going to have to really improve there. Laszlo. Let's go with Laszlo here. Laszlo's got a great last lap going. This is probably one or two. He may get another one in. Where is he doing? He's coming up to the last few corners also. He is up a ton. 2 seconds at 2:04. 2:04.3. That'll get him into 6th or 7th, maybe even 5th. Let's just see how he does. Coming into the last corner here, Woodcote. I think it's going to get him 6th or 7th. 7th. There we go. Right behind Krister. I didn't notice Krister was way up there. Great time there, Krister. And Bird is up on his time a little bit. He's just halfway through his lap. But that is not going to get him anywhere. It could maintain it. Steve. Is Steve still out? No, Steve's in the pit, so Derek really doesn't have to do anything there. You have to be a hell of a... You have to get a hell of a lap going there. So looks like Sylvain Dessart got in a last lap. They're just under the wire. So this is we're going to follow him along. And also Thomas is getting his last lap in. Both are improving on their times. Let's see here. Sylvain needs about he needs about 3/3 of a second to improve. Thomas looks like he lost his time there. So yes, Sylvain is going to improve a little bit, and he's getting quite close to what he needs. Yes, this will bring him into second or third. He needs about 4/10 of a second, which he has now, half a second. He might be making a play for third place there and knock Steve Young off the podium. If he can hang on, he's got half to try the lap left yet. Just look at him on the TV. Oops, sorry, where was I? Almost hit the wrong guy there. Here he comes. Let's watch him on the TV screen. Yep, 3/4. Yep, that's definitely going to get him in close to the podium. Geez, we've had a lot of great racing here. Great qualifying last in season 8, where people on the last lap are just jumping up. So yeah, Sylvain's putting in a great lap. I'm looking up at YouTube up here. Sound is perfect. All right. Thank you. Who said that to me here? Let's just follow on. Here he comes around the last corner. Is he going to get podium? Very close. Just missed by about 7/100ths of a second. All right, so that's our podium. There we go. So in first place, Chris Moses, Derek Bird, Steve Young, Sylvain Dessard, Patrick Larson, Christer Hort, great qualifying there, Christer, Thomas Rainier, Laszlo Nemeth, Jeremy Arobas, Willie Owens, good job, Willie. Yep, in 10th place, Bob Laycock and Randy Zimmer. All right, so that is our podium. That looks like a bit of a mess on the screen there, but that's okay. Let me get rid of all that. Go back to the intro screen so you can look at my lovely face again until all sessions get restarted. Let me look at what's going on the stream here. We've got Ollie. Hey, Ollie, you're up early again. And Billy Lightfoot. Welcome to the stream, live stream. I wish I wasn't streaming, because I probably would be driving the Porsche Cup. I missed the Ferrari race yesterday. I was traveling. I was on the road for 16 hours, like I said. Okay, we're just waiting here. I might actually get started with, I'm going to try a grid walk again today. It's a bit of a weird setup, so you're going to watch me on this camera screen. Doing all my best here for there we go. I might just get this going. Okay, grid walk. Let's find that grid walk. Just hold on for 1 second. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, so that we're gonna wait one other thing off here before I do that. All right, here we go. There is the grid walk. So in first place, Chris Moses. Trying to think about how Derek Bird in second. Not a very good camera angle there, is it? Let's see. Well, let's try pit lane at least. No. Pelican. That's not a good one either. All right, well, we'll just walk through it anyway. Steve, oh, maybe TV1's better. No, not it. That's not any better. Here we go. Steve Young in third place. Sylvain Dessard in fourth. Patrick Larson in fifth. Christer Hort in sixth. Thomas Rainier in seventh. Laszlo, oh, I know what I'm going to do here. Just hang on, everybody. We're going to wait until they actually take off, because I'll get a better picture of their liveries. by walking through the grid. Just to hang on for
10 seconds.
10 seconds, obviously. Billy, Woody is out of commission. He is getting pain again in his arm. He's got tennis elbow and shoulder problems, so he has to withdraw for the season again until things get better. He might jump in a little bit later. Let's see if we can find a half decent camera angle here. Okay, so let's just walk through the grid again and look at people's beautiful liveries. There is Chris Moses. Next is Derek Bird. I'll flip to the camera angles as we go. Steve Young in the nice bright green car. Sylvain Dessard. Hang on, we'll see Sylvain coming up in the corner here. Sylvain is in that orange. Is that orange? Yeah, that orange kind of car. Next is Patrick Larson. It looks like I have his livery, or his livery is just the standard Porsche gray. In sixth place, Christopher Hjort, and he has got a great livery, touting a number of companies from his homeland, as I believe it. Let's just wait for the camera angle to be nicely lined up on the next car. Long time. This grid takes forever to get around this track. Where are we here? Thomas. Kristen does a much better job with the grid walk. He's got a fancy camera angle that I can't get. There is Patrick. Oop. There's Patrick. Where is Patrick? We'll stay on Patrick until we can see his... oh no, it was Thomas we were looking for. Sorry. There's Thomas in 7th place. There he is. Where is his car? He is in the white and blue. That's the Martini one. Yes, the Martini livery. Laszlo in another orange car. And let's just wait till we see a good... There's a nice shot of his. There is Jeremy in a black traditional Porsche livery. Willie Owens in the Porsche. That's green. I thought it was yellow for a second, but that is green. Bob Laycock. Oh, we're getting close to the... we're getting close here to the start finish, I think. Or is that the back straight? No, that's still the back straight. Let's just wait until Mr. Laycock's livery gets into view. There, right behind Willie there. There he is in the... What is that? That is black. All black. So yes, he is from New Zealand, I believe. And that is a rugby team. And last but not least, Randy Zimmer in his traditional orange Porsche. Okay, let's get off that grid. Close that grid walk. Yes, we do. There we go. There we go. We're back to this, and let me get up the timing. Timing. Where is my timing? There it is. There's my timing. All right, let's get close to the front here with Derek and coming up soon to the straight. They're lining up side by side. Let's go to Helicam. Lining up side by side now. The guys at the back quickly have to jump in. Probably going to have to change my tower in a second here, but let's not worry about that later, because we got to worry about the start here. Coming around the corner for the last time. There we go, green. So Moses is maintaining it on the inside. And it looks like everybody is just going to go into line with where they were on the start grid. Nice job. That's not the easy one. That's the easy one, though. Now we're getting a little bit more frisky. So we'll have to make sure everybody lines up. I know my timing tower is blank there, but don't worry, I'll fix that in a second. But things are catchy now. Things are getting a little juicier here. But these guys, Chris Moses already pulling ahead. Back in the pack here, everything is pretty good. Not too close together, so let's just stay up at the front here where we got Derek being hounded, and looks like Steve's gonna go on the inside. That's the outside, isn't it? Just trying, that's the outside. He tried to make a move, and then further back, it looks like Patrick was trying to make a move on the inside, but everybody is fine. Let's look here, this one here with Thomas trying to take over for Patrick. And let me just get my tower set up here. Just hang on. Nationalities first. And position, not the position delta. There we are. Let's just see what people did from the start, right there. So not too many places, a couple of little trades in the middle there between Jeremy and Krister. Back to the front here. And race gaps. There we are. Let's just leave it that for a second. Looks like Steve Young is trying to get into second as fast as possible. Chris is not pulling away. These three guys are still maintaining their gaps fairly well. Just going to go down the stream a little bit here to see what everybody's up to. Everybody's spreading out a little bit now. Patrick is the one harassing the most right now. And let's just go on the TV side to see this. So look at the stream up there. When I talk straight into the microphone, sounds great, doesn't it? I'm going to have to fix this. Do that a little. So I can talk straight into the microphone so you can hear me better. Now look at Helicam here. You'll say, "Oh, there goes Derek! Just overcooked it." Now he's gonna do a nice fishtailing there to get back on track. Just overcooked it on turn 10. So that frees up Steve here to start chasing down Chris Moses. Let's see what I can put here for secondary information for you guys. How about personal best? There we go. That is personal best shown on the screen as well as the gaps. So who's got a good gap going here? Jeremy. These guys are all... I don't like Helicam on Silverstone. Most of the time it's just showing right over top. These guys are pretty close together. That's Jeremy we're following. He just cut that corner, which is letting Derek catch up to him. So yeah, Derek's going to have to work his way through the field now. Well, let's just, why don't we get on board with Derek to see how he can make short work of Jeremy. Are we on with Jeremy? No, that's Derek there. There we go. Let's see if he makes short work of Jeremy to get going here. Got Jeremy and Krister up ahead. Yeah, Ollie, Derek made a mistake in a Porsche Cup car, no less. Holy smokes. Maybe there's some, whoa, we almost did. Jeremy's back there. Be careful, Derek, don't get too frisky. You don't want to make a second mistake. Just patience, patience. I know Jeremy doesn't make too many mistakes, but yeah, Ollie, Derek doesn't make too many mistakes in a Porsche Cup car. Let's just make sure everybody else has just got some big gaps here, so we'll just stick with this one now. Get a pass here. There he goes in the inside. Where's Helicam? Is he going to pass him? Yes, he is. Jeremy's going to give him some room. All right, so now Derek is free to chase down Krister. So Derek ended up in seventh place. Let's see how long it takes him to work up the ladder. How is he doing for personal best? He's got a 2:12.4. Is that personal best that I have up there? That doesn't look good. 2:12 can't be right. Those personal bests on other people are, yeah, that's what it says up here. To me, that doesn't seem right. It's a lot. Chris Moses has the fastest lap with 2:03.29. Next best is 2:04. Those are probably big numbers because they haven't put in any valid laps yet. So we'll wait till everybody gets valid laps before we start looking at that. So this is what Steve Young is looking at. There's a cockpit. So he's looking at the orange livery of Chris Moses right along here. 50-minute race today. 1 pit stop. Mandatory fuel and tires. And as you can see right here, it's at dusk. The sun is starting to go down. You got beautiful orange colors. And it's called the golden hour of us photographers. I'm an amateur photographer as well. Just looking at the gaps, there's nobody making too many strides and gaps. Willie is made up. Let's go back to what positions here we got over here. Position delta. So, there we go. Moses was on the pole. So when Derek, who's now in 4th place, he passed Krister. We missed that. When Derek went down, everybody gained a spot there. So otherwise, everybody maintained their positions. Krister was in 6th. He's still in 6th. Jeremy made up 2 spots. Very nice. Willie Owens made up 2 spots. So you're starting to sandbag there, Willie. Last week you were saying how terrible you were in the Porsche Cup, but you're doing all right. Have I been watching? No, we were on Steve Young here. Let's go back to Derek. Derek has to make up 5 seconds to catch up with Larson. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. I can do a fancy comparison on the screen. And it's because I haven't really got that on here, have I? Forgot to put the comparisons. Just hang on here, I'll find that. There you go. And now I'll do a compare Derek with, just hang on here, I'll compare Derek with Patrick for a while. So you guys can follow that. I can't read on my screen very well, but I'll let you guys follow that. That's who he's chasing down. He's got a gap of 4.5 seconds to make up. So now the biggest battle here is between 2 people on the eSeniors board here. Jeremy and Krister. Let's get this sound out of our ears here. Go to the helicam for a bit. Maybe we'll go to the TV cam. Yeah, I don't find the helicam very good on Silverstone. This is TV1. Jeremy's half a second behind. He's making up time. Thomas Renier, I just noticed, went yellow. Let's just see here. If I can find Thomas and go back 30 seconds. We're in replay mode here. I've got my button set up for replay. We're in replay here for a bit. I don't know if Thomas, we're going to see what happened to him, or did I not go back far enough? And there it is. He just overcooked it a little bit. Let me get my scenes going here. Yeah, we might still be in replay mode. Oh, there we're back now. I think we're back to live action. So who was I following? Yes, Derek. And we'll compare the time with Patrick. So if I look on that screen, you guys can read that graphic better than I can. We'll just leave it up there. When I see what happens when I switch to somebody like Jeremy. that disappears. So here's Jeremy trying to chase down Krister. See what he's looking at in terms of a gap. It's up to a second now. And Derek Bird is still looks like he lost some time there a little bit. Let's go back 10 seconds to see if Derek had a bit of an issue. Lost a couple of seconds here, about half a second somewhere along here, to see if he had an issue. Was it? Nope, not really anything too dramatic. I think we're live here now. But Patrick gained a second or two on that gap. All right, let's just go down the board here, and I'll get in cockpits so you can see what they're all looking at. So here we are, Chris Moses in first place, followed by Steve Young, not very far behind, second and a half. And Sylvain Dessart just coming around the corner. You can see those top two guys. Patrick Larson, a couple of seconds back on third place, followed by Derek Bird, who can barely see them at the end of the straight there. Krister is 5 seconds back, but Jeremy is right on his tail, so he can feel that pressure. That's one we're going to have to watch. There's Willie Owens in 8th place. I'm sure he's going to be happy with stuff so far. Laszlo Nemeth is in 9th place, just a couple of seconds behind Willie. Let's see if he can improve there. His best time is 2:04.7, whereas Willie's is 2:05.4, so he might be able to chase him down. Randy Zimmer has made up a few spots, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's made up a couple of spots. He's chasing down Laszlo. We're coming up to Willie, so that's one to watch. Bob Laycock is quite a bit farther back in 11, and Thomas Rainier, who does he made a pit stop or not? I'm going to show you. I'm going to forget to put the pit stops there. Thomas, I thought, went into the pits. Certainly had a yellow there, so he might have had an issue. Okay, let's go to gaps here. Jeremy is still the one that's trying to make up the most time. Hello, Nico, on the stream, and thought you were going to be able to jump in with us. You are on holidays, aren't you? No, that's Merche's on holidays. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Nikos. Board wars here. Except, as you know, Krister is a commentator, so you can get back at Jeremy tomorrow if Jeremy steps out of line. So Laszlo is chasing down Willie. I'm going to put the best times up here on the tower for you guys to watch. Put the position. Personal best. So there's their personal bests on the board, in addition to the gap, so you guys can see who is making time. And I believe I have last lap too. Let me take a look and see if I have last lap. You guys watch that. Well, it says current lap. That's not very useful, is it? Oh, that is not bad, actually. It looks like that time we have on the tower right now is the current laps estimate. Oh, that's Willie just went off, didn't he? All right, Willie. Sorry about that. Let's just go to you here and go back 30 seconds to see how that all lined up. This is a replay mode. And we will go into Helicam. So you will probably analyze this yourself on your own stream, but I believe you just gave it a little too much throttle. Just coming around here. Feeling that pressure, weren't you? You just got on the throttle a little early there, didn't you? Oh, that's all right. That is what Cup racing is all about. Let's just follow the replay through a little bit longer. Very nice rejoin. All right, we're back live, and Laszlo is off. Let's just go back 30 seconds there to see what happened to Laszlo. Laszlo is in 9th place. So this is a replay here. He's on his own. Looks like it might be an unforced error. Just caught that out of the corner of my eye, that yellow flag. Oh, again, just a little bit of an issue there. Lost 1 place. Very nice rejoin. Just wait until that replay 30 seconds is over. There we go. Back live. So that changed the standings a little bit, didn't it? Let's see. Oh, what's going on up at the front here? Holy smokes, missing that. Chris is being pressured big time by Steve Young now. Let's just go in the cockpit to watch this. Let's just see how Steve, I'm not sure if Chris made a mistake or Steve just caught up with him. His best lap is 2:02.92, so he's right up there. Only a tenth of a second behind the best lap of Chris's best lap. Where are we in the race here? 33 minutes to go, so we're not even 1/3 of the race in. Can't be tires. Maybe there was a slight wobble by Chris at some point, and Steve was able to catch up. We got a battle here for podium. Somebody on the stream just noticed that it's Valencia next week, so that's a track that not everybody has had tons of lap times on, so that should be fun. I haven't got a chance to get too many. It was during my holidays there that Valencia came up, came up in the game and up for us for a track, and I missed that preparation for that race that we had on Valencia, so I'll have to get some serious lap times in there next week to prepare for that. Oh, they both had a little bit of a tough chicane there. We are coming up on Hamilton Straight. So now Moses is up by a second. So let's just see who else has got decent. Jeremy is still chasing Krister, but Krister will be happy he's been able to hold off the boss there. Keep it up, Krister. Don't yield to the pressure of, and no company racing here, like letting Jeremy go by just because he's the boss. Call that customer golf. And I used to play golf with the boss and let him win. Chris has opened up a 1.5 gap here, but Steve is definitely, he just overcooked it a little bit there. Sorry, Steve, that was announcer's curse. So yes, he's going to lose a little bit of time to Chris Moses, but this race is lots of time for this race yet. And Patrick Larson has caught up with Sylvain Dessard. Let's just look at best times here. 2:03.72, 2:03.76 for Patrick, and 2:03.26 for Sylvain. So at their bests, they're half a second apart, these two, but Patrick, I believe, has caught up quite a bit. I think he fell a little bit behind by a couple of seconds. Anyway, that's within striking distance for sure. And Steve, see, now he is down 2 seconds. Let's see if he makes up that time. All right, so we are going to be looks like we're starting some pit stops here. Billy Owen is in the pits, and it looks like Laszlo has pitted, and Thomas Rainier is in the pits. So yeah, we're going to start getting into the pit stops here. I'm wondering what people are going to do pit strategy-wise. Now, again, I didn't practice that much with this on this track, but I believe there will be a 2 or 3 second difference. Oh, looks like Krister's off. Krister's off. Let's go back 30 seconds and see what happened to Krister. He was being harassed by Jeremy. So let's just go on Jeremy's cockpit here and see what. Ooh, I don't want to do that. No. Let's go to Helican. So Krister was on his own. Oops, sorry. It's Krister. There we go. I missed what happened here. Okay, I didn't catch. I'm gonna catch what happens. Again, on that same corner, everybody's having trouble on that corner. They're just on the throttle a little early. That is the loop. So Krister will be upset that he did that. We're back on live with Krister now. And so and Randy Zimmer's off. Everybody's off. Let's go back 30 seconds for that one. Randy was in 8th place at the moment. Let's just see what happened here. We are in just approaching Wellington Straight. Is that the same corner? Brooklands, I believe everybody's having the same problem at Brooklands. All right, so sorry to show everybody that, Randy, but we gotta see what's going on. So now we're back to live action. And what do we got here? All right. So, I'm just taking a look at who has pitted and who hasn't. Okay, let's just go back down the whole top here. Steve Young, I'm going to go into people's cockpits so we can see the gaps again. So Chris is still in first place, and Steve Young is still on his tail. He was 2 seconds back a while ago. Now he's gained a half a second on that. Sylvain's quite a ways back, but Patrick is right behind him, keeping the pressure on for the last podium place. And Derek is now right on Patrick's tail. So we'll watch these three quite carefully for a while here. And we are approaching halfway through the race, so pit stop strategies are going to start coming into it. Yeah, this is definitely heating up here for a podium position. Just stay on with Derek as we can see all three drivers here. Derek certainly got pace. Let's see what he's got. His best lap is 2:02.8, whereas Patrick's is 2:03.7. So he's got a whole second on him in terms of best lap. So we're going to see some action here with Derek trying to get. Oh, it looks like Patrick went into the pits. That'll give Derek some. Both Patrick and Sylvain went in the pits for their fuel and tires. That was actually pretty smart. So they don't want to battle with Derek. They know he's a faster driver. So now Derek is going to try and put in some times here. Let's see what his current time is. 2:02.8 is his current lap time. That is on his best. So he's going to take advantage here of this clear air to do as best as he can to catch up. He is 9 seconds behind second place, or 10 seconds behind second place. We're going to have to watch how he does after all the pit stops. Somebody online can keep track of that for me. That would be helpful. It's halfway through the race, Derek was 10 seconds behind. And let's just see what the strategy is going to be at the podium here for pit stops. Sylvain Dessart and Patrick are now out, and I think Sylvain got ahead of Patrick on that pit stop, because I believe Patrick was in third place, wasn't he? So it looks like Sylvain. Oh, you know something? I just found something in this. I can do pit stop times here for the secondary last stop length. There we go. So Sylvain was in this. Look at that. If that's what pit stop times are correct, they had exactly the same pit stop time. Okay, so that's what that was. That's indeed. Okay, I'm missing not looking at the screen here. So we've got both Steve and Chris. Chris decided to go in the pits, and Steve jumped in right there with him. So let's just see how they do coming out. We'll just stick with this. We don't usually show pit stops, but and Derek right behind him, he went into the pits. So everybody is on a similar strategy here. So I'm just going to stay with this. Too bad we don't get to see the graphics on the screen here when all the boys are changing tires, but I'm just going to stay with this to make sure Chris and Steve maintain the same positions. So I'll leave that little graphic up there right now on the tower that shows it's called last stop length. So let's just see what that says. Oh, here we go. Looks like Steve is, oh, that's exactly the same times. We're going to have exactly the same gaps. What about, yeah, so nothing happened there. I'm going to stay with Steve here on the outlap. Randy Zimmer is in first place. Way to go, Randy. No, he hasn't had his pit stop yet. Let's just stay with this lap here with their outlap and their cool tires to make sure neither of these two guys makes any mistakes. So let's take a look. Pit stop times. It looks like Steve Young had a 0.3 faster pit stop, if these numbers are correct. And that's what really, it says last stop, so that might be the whole length. Yeah, obviously it's the whole length of the time in the pits. Look at that, Randy. Randy, what a race you're having. Driver of the day. You're up 11 positions. Oh, I forgot you had to have a pit stop yet. Sorry about that. All right, let's see what other gaps we can look at. Derek Bird is in 6th place. What happened there in terms of, shouldn't Derek be up higher? Who was he chasing? Yeah, he was chasing those two boys. Yeah, once the pit stops, he was chasing Sylvain and Steve Young. So he still is. He lost. He was right behind them when they went into the pits, and then he stayed out one extra lap. He lost a little bit there on Sylvain, but I'm sure he'll catch up. So I'll just get that graphic down. Let me see what other neat things I can put up here. Let's do the current lap live. That's that current lap's time, I think. Who are we following? We are following Derek. I believe what we're seeing now is the current lap's prediction, ACC's prediction based on their current pace for the lap. Well, I guess I still have that timing tower thing going where once in a while it'll change to position deltas. All right, so where are we for gaps? Jeremy, got Patrick, and Derek is not pulling away from Patrick Larson. These are the three we were following before, but I think Patrick lost something on that whole position. If I'm not mistaken, Patrick was ahead of Sylvain, wasn't he? Up at the front, Chris Moses is staying ahead there. The gap is 2 seconds. It's been varying between, well, Steve had gotten to within a half a second of Chris. What he is just screaming around that corner. Wow. That looked like he gained some time on Steve there, but man, oh man, he's just flat, flinging that Porsche around those corners. We have a problem with Laszlo. There was an incident somewhere along here. I don't want to go too far. That was an incident and or just a yellow flag. I don't want to go back to that too much. I wouldn't know who to grab there. It looks like some incident warnings there. If I missed incident, apologize. And we're back to this. This is the race right now. Although Krister and Jeremy have exchanged places. Krister lost it a little, I think I remember, huh? But now he is chasing down. Looks like Patrick went off. Oh, let's just go back and see what happened there. Patrick, what happened? What happened? Going through Hanger Straight here into... no, that's not giving me the right corner numbers. We're in replay mode here. Does he do another one the same as everyone else? Yes, he does. Seems to be those exiting those corners is what the Porsche Cup is famous for. You just can't get on that throttle too quickly. All right, what do we got a gap here? Krister is chasing down Jeremy. And we have got Randy chasing down a Willie for 10th place. Let's just watch those two for a while. And Derek is not far behind Sylvain either. But we'll just watch all three of these. Randy is really up against Willie here to see if he can make a move on the inside and the outside. Side by side. Didn't make a move there. Is he going to do the outside inside? Yes, he is. You got Willie that time, and Willie, you don't lose it to another one. Who's behind you again? That's Thomas behind you. Let's go here and see if he's going to lose another one. Rainier pulls out on the straight. It's got the inside on Willie. Yeah, and Willie has just lost 2 positions. Now it's just hanging here with Krister and Jeremy. Going with Jeremy. I'm going to use a wing cam here. I know I have a wing cam somewhere. This one? Yes, it is. Got lucky here. It's not labeled properly. But there's a wing cam on with Jeremy looking back at Krister. And behind there, we've got Thomas trying to chase down Randy Zimmer here. But look at that, Willie has not given up. Come on, Willie, you've got the pace. You've got the pace. Oh, looks like we're getting very close here between Krister and Jeremy. Just going to switch to cockpit here and go into Krister's cockpit. And quickly, just watch through this corner here. Oh, late break there for Krister. What is Krister's best? Krister's best is 2:04.7, whereas Jeremy's is 2:04.4. So these guys are evenly matched, basically. Looks like Bob Laycock has not pitted yet. He better hurry up. I hope he hasn't forgotten that there's a pit stop there. Up ahead, Derek is chasing down Sylvain for podium. While you guys are watching this, I'm just going to prepare something here. So I'm not going to be looking at the screen. If something exciting happens, I'm going to miss it. It looks like there was an incident with Zimmer. I'm watching, but I'm going to just stick there. I'll just stick with racing here. What happened with Zimmer? Is there an incident there? Saw that incident. I believe that little yield sign there is Mr. Laycock is finally pitting. I believe that little triangle records an incident, so I didn't see what happened. And next time I get one of those, I'll just jump in and take a look. So Krister is right up Jeremy's tail here. He really wants to get by Jeremy. Jeremy's not going to give him any quarter, I don't think, though. There's a bit of bragging rights going on here. Next, administer our board meeting. Now I'm sure they'll be trash talking each other. Jeremy's probably just loving this. Oh, another late break by Krister. Really giving it a hard fought battle here with Jeremy. So I'm sure Jeremy notices that Krister is out braking in here. So that might rattle him a little bit. Make him take some chances in terms of his braking point. Derek just behind Sylvain, you're right. He is. There is Derek right here. We'll just keep flipping between those two. And down here in 9th and 10th, Zimmer is trying to get by, or Thomas is trying to get by Zimmer. There we go, this one. Derek is catching up with Sylvain again. Oh, it looks like he's trying to make a pass. Where am I here? Let's just follow this one a little bit. This one is for a podium. Got only 13 minutes left. Oh, Derek is right up against him. Let's go to the cockpit view. Sylvain's feeling the pressure here. We know that Derek is a master of Porsche Cup because we've been following him for years. I'm not sure how much time Sylvain has on the Porsche Cup. To ask those questions in a podium interview. Oh, Sylvain just made a squiggle there. Let's go to Helicam. Where am I? There's a little squiggle. Derek wasn't able to take advantage of that. Sylvain corrected very quickly. But they're just feeling it now. He's trying to go around the outside. Lots of room for both of them. Sylvain went onto the curb and was able to stay with it. But he is just under a tremendous amount of pressure from Derek. I have a feeling they're going to see a change in the podium sometime soon. And all that battling is causing Steve to fall behind, Sylvain to fall behind a bit. Up ahead, Steve Young is still trying to maintain some gap with Moses. It's quite the battle. And far behind here, Krister and Jeremy are at it. And Thomas and Randy are still at it. Let's go to cockpit mode here. There's Krister. And there's Derek. Well, great battles here in the Porsche Cup today, isn't it? Great battles. Stay on the podium. One over Krister made a play here, I think. This is between 6th and 7th. Things are going to get a little ragged here as people get more and more anxious towards the end. Yeah, it is good racing, Nico. Very good racing. Jeremy had a little waggle. How's Derek doing? He's still within a second. And Thomas both went wide. Looks like Krister here has got the closest gap. He's out braking Jeremy. Just not getting the momentum at the right places. He's got very close there now. But so is Derek. Whoa, yeah, it says leader there on Sylvain Dessart's. But may not be for long. I'll stay with this one while I get something done here on my All right, I'm back. You guys are watching that action. Great action here. And track's going to get cold here. Sun's gone. We've got the headlights going. Both of them had a little bit of a slippage there coming into turn 11. And looks like Derek's got a bit more momentum coming up here. Let's go to Helicam. What is happening at the back? Krister is still harassing Jeremy. Bird's on the inside. Looks like the Sylvain had a slid there quite a bit, but Derek doesn't have any traction to take advantage of it right away. But Derek must be just saying, I've got to be able to get by this guy for a podium. Wow. Back into. So yes, Sylvain is feeling the pressure. He's feeling the pressure. We have got 7.5 minutes left to go before the race last lap is over, or comes. Looks like Thomas is still trying to get by Randy here. He's not made it, but he's very, very close. Got the inside track here, side by side, side by side. No, he wasn't able to. Now he's going to go on the inside. Zimmer goes wide. So many inside outside moves here. All these tracks, this is classic Silverstone racing. That did not stick. Let's just see how we're going. Derek got by Sylvain. We missed that. Oh, we're going to go back here a whole minute. We're going to go back a whole minute to see how this transpired. We can't miss this replay. So this is Derek Bird getting by Sylvain Dessard somehow. Let's just see what happened. We've gone back at least 40 seconds here. So Derek is quite far behind on the straight here. He's got a great exit from this corner. Made some of the gap up. Now he's got some momentum. His right made lots of gap up. Coming through these S's. Oh shoot, we lost it somehow. Didn't go back far enough. Oh, I apologize for that. We're on the replay mode here. I apologize for that. We'll have to catch that some other way. But anyway, Derek is on the podium, and Sylvain is a couple of seconds behind. So that tells me that it looks like Sylvain made a mistake somewhere. Sorry, I missed that. But Derek is 22 seconds behind in third place. So Sylvain now is a couple of seconds behind Derek. So we might try and make up that gap. But Krister's having a hell of a time getting by Jeremy here. Stick with this. Krister's got some. Just can't get a grip on that exit. He's being very careful. That's great discipline on Krister's part about not hitting the throttle too high. He is right on Jeremy's tail. They're right behind each other. Let's go back to Sylvain here. Let's just see what Sylvain looks. This is what Sylvain is looking at. Well, sorry about that, but we missed that one. So we've still got Krister and Jeremy at it here. We've got 5 minutes left basically in the race. Yeah, Ollie, Jeremy is hard to pass. He does not usually get rattled. And Krister's trying really hard to outbrake him in certain corners. If he times it just right, he may be able to make it. Just looking at their best lap times again. They're within 0.3 of a second of each other. Even though Krister's got a better, and it kind of shows he's got a better fastest lap by 0.3 of a second, but can't use it unless Jeremy makes a mistake. Jeremy's taking very nicely defensive lines. Hello, Peter David, joining us near the end of the race. a feeling Krister might just do it here. Getting very dark. Now that depends on what people did with their tires. Let's see if they did a little bit of adjustment, given that the track temperature dropped a little bit in the second half of the race. This is definitely the race to watch in the last few laps. Looks like Thomas Rainier got by. I'm gonna go back 10 seconds might be enough. So replay, see what happened here. He just got him on the straight. Oh, side by side. I don't think there was any. Contact there. Let's go back to Krister and Jeremy. So Randy might just harass Thomas. So going down the leaderboard there, looks like there's a Steve is just not going to be able to catch Chris Moses. So Chris Moses looks like, I don't want to give announcer's curse here, but he just might be able to maintain his lead in the standings. But these two guys are battling it right to the end. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Let's go on board here with Krister just to see how hard he's working. Maybe we'll follow the same with Jeremy to see how hard he's working. His throttle and his nice and smooth through these corners. All right, leader's on the final lap. Leader is on the final lap. So is Krister. I just heard that in his cockpit the same as we did. These guys going to be happy with their positions in 6th and 7th and play it a little conservative, or is Krister going to go for it? I think he's going to go for it. Come on, Krister. Let's get some paint. Let's get some paint rubbing on these two cars. Looks like Jeremy went ahead there a little bit, went off a little bit wide. Oh, this might happen here. This might just happen. Here's Krister coming in. He feels it. He feels it. He's got the inside track side by side. No paint trading just yet, but Krister's still got the inside track. Now is he going to be able to hold it? Yes, he does. A great last lap pass. Now let's just see if Jeremy gets a little, he was hot on the throttle there and a little bit of a wiggle. Let's see if Jeremy tries for it. I'll just come follow along with Krister. He's got some traffic up ahead. Where is he in the lap? He is about a third of the way down. Let's just make sure we follow here with the last lap with Jeremy and Krister. And Krister's just going to have to stay ahead here. Both of them need to just hang on. I'm pulling for my fellow commentator, Krister Hjort, over the boss, Jeremy Albas. See where Krister, and here is Chris Moses coming around the final few corners for another podium position. And there he's flashing his tracks, and he's going to get the checkered flag right there. Nice job, Chris. And here comes Steve Young. There is his flag. And not that far, quite far behind actually. 22 seconds behind is Derek Bird. But I'm sure he'll be happy with the fact that he made up all that time. And here he comes for his flag. Or is he quite, yeah, there he is. And then Sylvain Dessard flashing his lights for the checkered flag. I should be on TV cam here. Nice job. Patrick Larson coming around. And there he comes. And there is his checkered flag. And Krister, great job, Krister, in that last lap battle. It's not quite over yet, but I think he's going to make it for 4th place. Sorry, 6th place. And we'll just follow these 2 guys, and that'll be the last 2, so we get a podium. And yeah, look at that. Krister's giving Jeremy the wiggle. Good job, you two. Good job, you two. All right, we are going to jump over into the mode for. There we go. There is our podium. Let's just see who we got in the. We've got Derek to drag in. Let's just hang on, Derek, until we can get the other 2 guys. If Chris and Steve Young will join us. Well, we'll just have a chat while we wait for those 2 guys. I'll keep my eye up on the board there. So yeah, you had a little bit of a slide there and ended up in, I think it was 7th place, but you worked your way all the way up. That was something.
Yeah, sit down a bit. Just got too eager on the gas, I think.
Yeah. You and a number of other people at that same corner had the same issue, but you did a good job coming back through the field. That's kind of fun too, though, isn't it?
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Yeah, probably look at speed the other 2 though. Probably won't have ended up anyway, so I've got to be happy with that. 3rd place, coming back from there.
Yeah. What else was I going to say? Did you have any different? Did you do anything that was quite a lot cooler on the track the second half of the race after the sun went down? Did you do any adjustments on the pressures for that?
I think I upped the pressures. I think
notches?
1 click all round.
Yeah, that's. I figured people would do that because a lot of people in the second half they're a little bit more slippy, slidey.
Yeah. Yeah, I think 1 or 2 clicks on a couple of times. I can't remember, but yeah, I had to up them for the last bit.
That's too bad. Yeah, you were up there and you were in 3rd place at the time when that happened, wasn't it? Or in 2nd? I've forgotten now.
Second.
You're in 2nd.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. You only lost one position on it.
Yeah.
That'll help you in the standings quite a bit.
Yeah, like I say, probably look at the speed, so I'll probably where I finished anyway. So.
Let me see. I'll take it. Let's just look at your best lap times. Chris Moses was 2:02.15. Yeah, Steve was 2:02.3, and your best lap was 2:03.3. So, well, it doesn't look like those guys are going to join us. So, great lap, great race on your part. It was fun to watch.
Yep, I enjoyed it.
Gave us a lot of passes to watch. All right, take it easy. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
And for everybody out there in YouTube land, we'll sign off and we'll see you again next week for Valencia.